Okay, so I'm getting ready to saute some onions, garlic, and shredded carrot for this gnocchi soup that I'm going to make. That's supposed to be similar to a certain restaurant that we know, Olive Garden, but I'm gonna do mine without chicken. I stirred in my onions and garlic, and I used a tri-colored carrot blend, purple carrot, white carrot, and orange carrot, and I'm just sauteing it down till the onions get translucent. And then I'm gonna stir in a 1/4 cup of flour to make a roux. What I find happens most of the time when I'm doing my recipes is that I don't have all my ingredients on hand. You probably can relate to this. It happens to me almost every single time. So I don't have milk like the recipe calls for, but I do have some half and half, and I'm just going to cut down the 2 cups it calls for to 1 cup and add it to my soup when it's time. So I'm just whisking it in now to make sure that all that roux mixture gets incorporated with the broth, and I raise the heat, and then I'm just gonna let it cook until the mixture starts to thicken up. And then over here in a pot next to it, I filled it with some salted water, and we're gonna turn it on so it could start to come to a boil. That way we can cook our gnocchi. So the recipe I'm trying today is from Tornado Alley, and it's supposed to be the Olive Garden chicken gnocchi soup. But like I said, I'm going to do mine without chicken, and I don't happen to have milk, so I'm going to substitute half and half. And instead of parsley flakes, I'm going to be using fresh parsley, and instead of spinach, I'm going to be subbing arugula. It is now boiling, and I'm just waiting for it to thicken. All of that yellow is the butter bubbling around. I'm going to be adding the milk and the seasonings next. Alright, the cream has been added. Now I'm adding my fresh parsley. Pinch of salt. Oops, I went away with the camera on that, sorry. Pinch of pepper. And then because I like a little bit more heat, I add a little sprinkling of red pepper flake. And I'm going to stir that all around. Still waiting on that gnocchi water to boil so I can add it and cook it per the directions, which is like 3 or 4 minutes in boiling water. And then I will add it to the soup, get it back to a boil, turn it on low, and let it simmer until it thickens up. Then it's gnocchi time. Okay, not gonna lie, but I'm starting to get excited about this gnocchi soup. This is the brand of gnocchi I'm going to use today, packaged right here in Fullerton, California. Got it at the local Italian market. Okay, it is now time to add the gnocchi. Try not to burn myself in the process. And they just got to boil now for 3 to 4 minutes. When the gnocchi is cooked, it will start to float to the top from the bottom, just like what's happening now. Here they come. I had set my timer for 4 minutes. I added a touch of olive oil so they won't stick to each other once I drain them before I get ready to add them back into the soup. All right, they are now drained and set aside. Look at those beautiful pillows of perfection. Getting ready to get married to this. I have now added the gnocchi into the soup, and I am adding some fresh kale that my uncle gave to me. I know that I said I was going to use arugula, but I changed my mind. I do that all the time. Fresh kale it is. You may be wondering what I'm doing with this here, but there was a nice little note that said, if you notice the soup is too thin, add a tablespoon of cornstarch, to a tablespoon of cold water and whisk, and then add to the soup. I have found that my soup is a little too thin, so that's what I'm going to do. Add the water and the cornstarch. All right, cold water has been added. Now, tablespoon of cornstarch. There it is, and then whisk. Like I said, doing this while holding your video camera proves to be quite challenging. I'll be right back to show you the result. Okay, the slurry has been made, aka the tablespoon of water and cornstarch. Now adding it into the mix so it can help thicken up the party. Give it a stir with your whisk. Leave it alone for a few minutes. Come back, check on it. Should be ready. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to get a spoon of that. And it is ready. I'm gonna spoon it into the bowl. And there you have it. That's a vegetarian gnocchi soup right there.